manager who picked the guy, he was playing with his father as the same team. He picked the son of his former teammate. What does it take to be successful? A lot of factors, that is the obvious answer, but not factors are equal. Some conditions have to come before others. We call them foundational, we call them prerequisites, maybe gatekeeping, bottleneck, it doesn't matter. They just create a conditional dependency that renders every factor that comes after useless if the first factor was not there in the first place. Maybe it's easier to explain with the most obvious example, which is looks, right? In terms of attraction, there are a lot of factors that could contribute to actually making you attractive to a certain girl. Could be like your personality, your money, your status, a lot of things that could make her attracted to you. But none of that will matter if she did not get to see all that. And the way to attract her attention is looks. So if you don't have the looks, you don't get to attract her attention. You don't get to show her all the other qualities you have. Making looks a foundational gating factor that without it, you're not going anywhere. Today, I'm going to talk about success in general, and I have a story that will be the perfect exhibit. If you liked what you've heard so far and you're excited to continue the rest of the video, hit the subscribe button, like, dislike, doesn't matter, just interact with the video, and let me continue with the story. This right here is Sergio Busquets. He's a football legend, but you don't have to watch football to know this story. All you have to note is that he's a 6'3" Chad Light with a gorgeous wife, a millionaire who made all his money playing a game, okay? This is all you need to know for the story. Basically, that he has the perfect life. And the obvious question here is, what are all the factors that contributed into making this perfect life he has? I can't say that he did not work hard. I'm pretty sure that he woke up every morning, did the gym, the diet, he did everything. I'm not saying he did not work hard, okay? And I'm not saying that he did not get lucky in his career. I'm not even denying the fact that he's a genetic freak of nature. All I'm saying that all of these would have not mattered if, for one factor, he was not born destined to be great. Yes, I know it sounds controversial, but I truly believe that he was born into greatness. I'm not saying that greatness was guaranteed to him before he was even born. All I'm saying that he was born into the conditions that would make greatness a plausible scenario, and the worst case scenario, he would be having a great life. Like, he tapped his potential, he reached an amazing, incredible life, but even if we roll the dice again and he starts his life 100 times, he's gonna be like world champion, Champions League winner like in 2 or 3 out of 100, and in the other 97 he will be a happy father of a pretty beautiful family, and he will be rich anyway, regardless of what he does. That's not what you're gonna hear about if you Google his story. If you check his story on Instagram, on YouTube, it doesn't matter what site, you will find a version that is quite Hollywoody movie kinda, like, because the media loves like an underdog story where someone beats the odds and becomes great despite everyone told him like you will not never be successful. His school teacher told him that you will never make it, and then his friends were making fun of him and he was bullied. But then he grew up and worked hard and overcome all. They love such a story, okay? So basically, this is how the story goes. You can find it. I can maybe put it here if I find it, but you can just Google it, like the story of how Guardiola, which is the football manager who discovered him, right, in the academy of Barcelona in Spain. So the story goes like this. Guardiola is saying to the press that he was with the other manager and they were watching the kids playing, and there was this lanky kid, right, who was the guy we're talking about, like Sergio Busquets. And he says like, that guy, despite him like being not the best built, like being weak and stuff, I think he has the brains, right? I think he's smart, he's playing smart. And then he noticed him, and then despite all the other managers, he upgraded him to the main team and stuff, and then he became great after that. Guys, it is a cool story, okay? It would have been like a great underdog story, but here's what happened in reality. How I even know about this, right? I was watching a quiz game, totally unrelated show, right? And they asked one of the contenders, who have won the Champions League as a father and as a son? Like, what couple of father and son have won the European Champions League? And the answer was Busquets. I didn't know that. And I remember the story. So I was like, okay, so his father was actually a Champions League winner? What the fuck? So I Google his father. His father is Carlos Busquets. I'm gonna show his picture here. This guy look at this list. Look at this list right here. This is Pep Guardiola, the manager who picked Sergio Busquets from the young team. You go down a little bit, like 4 or 5 names under. I'm gonna find the list later. It's Carles Busquets. So they were in the same team when they played in the final of the Champions League in '97. So those two, the manager who picked the guy, he was playing with his father as the same team in the final of the Champions League where they won their biggest trophy together. How is this not in the main story? How this is not in the story that everyone believes, that everyone knows? If you ask any football fan about Busquets, he will tell you like, yeah, Guardiola spotted him from like the thousands of kids who are playing, and he picked him. He picked specifically that guy because of how smart he picked the son of his former teammate. They were playing together, and that's his son. So if my son was playing in a team and the manager of that team is my ex-teammate, I think we would be in contact. I mean, that's how life works. It's not like I'm not gonna tell him. And even if he didn't know, right? Like, they will have the same family name. And it's in Barcelona, so it's like Catalan. They have like, not like the whole Spain. He basically, okay, he knew who he was. He knew that that's the son of his former teammate. How is this not a detail on the whole story? This is not a joke, guys. I'm not coming up with this. You can check this for yourself. You can check the story that the media is rehearsing about like the underdog, about how he found that special kid, right? And you can later go check who played in that Champions League final, and it's his father with his manager. How come this is not known to people? And that's the whole point of the video. It ties all this together. Now that kid, being the son of that player, he's now allowed to be formed in the Barcelona Academy. I'm pretty sure that he did not have any tests to get introduced. His father is a legend for the club. He won like them cups and stuff. So he started like this. His background, his father, his lineage allowed him to be able to get the best training ever. So probably there are thousands of people who would have had better talent than him, which is also luck, but who were not the sons of a former player, so they did not get to participate like as a kid to play in the biggest academies. That's what all life is about. And I'm not saying that he would have been great regardless of anything. He had to train, he had to work pretty hard, right? But all that was only possible because of the prerequisites that were already met. Before he was even born, he didn't have any say in this. And he could fail, guys, by the way. Like, this is how funny it is that even with all these conditions, he could fail, which reminds you how crazy lucky you've got to be in life to make it. It's just that crazy. So you have to amass all these conditions before you're even born, and then you need to get lucky while you're still alive for a very long period of time until you develop like some positive feedback loop that will allow you to continue. It's just crazy how lucky you gotta be in life. This is one of my favorite quotes. It's crazy how one has to be lucky in life. But the important thing, guys, the story going against the odds as an underdog, no one wants for you to succeed and you somehow manage, that is stories, it's legend. Yeah, we can hear it, we can be happy about it, but please never bank on that as an average human being. You must stop expecting some random bag of money, winning a lottery ticket. You can never go back and choose different parents or different lineage, but now that you know that you don't have to wait for something miraculous to happen, that you're not gonna be bitten by some spider that's gonna turn you into Spider-Man or something like this. No events like this happen in real life. And these realizations allow you to cope in peace. So whether you're gonna take the steps to make something of your life or take the steps to set your life up in a way that is comfortable so you can cope in peace, but never be relating to these stories. These stories, they do well and they get shared on social media and everyone watches them. Why? Because everyone wants to relate to that. Don't be that naive guy who wants to relate to the guy who made it out of nowhere, because they are hiding conditions from you. There are unspoken rules. These are people who were destined to be successful. 95% of people you see on social media with hot wives, with a lot of money, with yachts, with private jets, whatever, all of them were lucky. Even people like, I don't know, Andrew Tate, like his father was like, I don't know, some CIA grand chess master. It was not like a nobody. It's always like some superior something. And he was born, like after that, he was born with the genetics to be like 6'3" world champion in Did he work hard? Yes. Did he make sacrifices? Yes. But he was born into greatness. It was a prerequisite. It was, maybe I should make a whole video where I explain this phenomenon where some factors need to be there for the other factors to matter. This is very important, and the average guy seemingly does not get it. Like statistics, like the average guy does not get statistics. This is the same thing. They're unable to get the fact that some conditions are important, the other conditions are important, but some really need to be on top of the others. There's like some bottleneck. You can have all the money in the world, or the charisma, the best personality ever, but if you look like chopped, you're not gonna be attractive to women if that's what you want, like genuine desire and stuff like that. Anyway, this rant can go on forever, so tell me in the comments, what do you want me to discuss next? What part of this video do you want me to go in depth more? This was Guidance Vault, and I'm retreating.